signature George Kittle game. 5 for 95. Just an incredible Kittle game.
I feel for a guy that's, been one of the best players on a team that's now been to 3 conference championship games in 4 years, you do have to produce a little at that position to be like, just get your respect at the highest level. And I think he's really done that since Purdy's come back. And now everyone just considers like, and I think Travis Kelce would like, this guy's one of the best players in the game. Like this guy is a dominant force, right? Like same with Debo. What Debo did last year, and he can do it at any, snap of a finger. It's not about like his weekly numbers now. Like I don't know what his stats were today. I don't really care. If you tell me Debo's the best player on the field in Philadelphia, it's very believable. If that turns out to happen, no one's going to be shocked, right? And I think Kittle's got that again where he can have a game where he didn't have to have 5 for 95. He has 2 catches, and everyone's like, yeah, he's one of the best players in the league. And I think he's kind of got that back. Not that he lost it, but just when you play a position that is, catching is part of it, and your stats aren't, because your quarterback play is Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, Purdy, he's been a very, very potent weapon, I would say. You really feel his presence in the passing game, and he's a dominant player with the ball in his hands. And he's just a great, like his skill level, and I think it gets forgotten for that period, like with Jimmy when he's not catching the ball that much. His skill is elite. I mean, that catch today was an incredible concentration catch for any player, right? Let alone in the spot it was in, down the seam with the guy bearing down on him, guy right behind him. His ball skills, for a guy that's never going to have, right, the Travis Kelce numbers or, Shannon, I got your back, LeBron Sharp numbers or Tony Gonzalez. Like, he is skilled at that level.
Shannon, meet me outside. Dylan Brooks numbers.
Are you allowed to do that?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, what a fucking clown.
What was that?
And pretty embarrassing.
You could convince me. The only way I would think it was not embarrassing, well, not embarrassing, but if you told me like him and Dylan Brooks, like Dylan's agents trying to get Dylan doesn't get enough big sponsorship. They're trying to get Dylan some more attention for Dylan, have a little back and forth. The game's in LA. Did Shannon rant about it I guess it happened on a Friday
Dylan
night.
called him after the game a pedestrian and a blogger.
They call him a blog. Oh, I thought he called him a podcaster.
He called him a blogger.
Pedestrian's a pretty good thing to call somebody. The other thing with Kittle, the Niners never feel uptight offensively, but you never quite know if they're loose. And George is pretty loose. Like in the biggest moments, George is extremely loose, hamming it up for the camera, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it would be the first thing you'd pick for a player to do, but there's got to be something to be said for in these moments where it's so tight, George being pretty loose. And obviously just a big target. And if him and Brock ad-lib that crazy catch, then that's pretty good too. But
yeah, I mean, I just think we got a heavyweight fight coming, and we got the 49ers. Their best players are just playing at a really high level. Offensively, I mean, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, Mitchell's healthy. It's a potent
carried
unit.
by Juice today.
Juwan Jennings, Juice. It's a potent unit of both teams.
Well, I would say about the Niners. You're right. I mean, I would say this about the Niners group. You just made me think of it like it's a group that's used to playing this way. So if Brandon Ayuk has one catch going in the fourth quarter, like Brandon Ayuk's just going to be ready if you need him on a 3rd down and 5, right? If Kittle's got no catches in the first half, Kittle's just going to be ready. If Mitchell has 2 carries in the first half, Mitchell's just going to be ready. If Jennings has 1 catch in the first half and you got a 3rd and 12 coming up, like he's just going to be ready. They've played this way, all of them, their whole careers. Kittle's played this way his whole career. Debo's played this way his whole career. Ayuk's played this way his whole career. Jennings has played this way his whole career. McCaffrey's going to get a bunch of touches early, so it doesn't matter. And he's seen life on the other side. He knows it can be much worse. Like they're always ready. And part of it is this is the game they've played. Like they know, Jennings knows it may be that my first catch comes on 3rd and 11 in the fourth quarter. I have to be ready for it. And so they're just always ready. There's no, not that you would get it this time of year, but there's no moping. I haven't seen the ball. They're just always ready.
Well, I would say this: playing
It's
for
not
the
a
Niners
foregone
offense.
conclusion with star players.
Well, the other thing is, though, I think it humbles you as a skill guy when blocking is an enormous part of your job. And I don't mean humble like it humbles. It just part of it keeps you very grounded. Like it is demanded when you are on the edge. There was a play late in the game where Debo motioned back and stopped like right over the tight end and blocked up the middle. Now I wouldn't call him like use check hitting the hole, but they task these guys with blocking. Ayuk and Jennings on the outside, Debo all over the map. Obviously, use check, Kittle. It's just kind of in the ethos of the offense, separate from the offensive lineman. Like blocking is something they take a lot of pride in. And I remember McDaniel on like a whatever that thing was they set up a long time ago, the coaching clinic or whatever they used to do with the collective, hammered it home like how detailed we are. And I learned this early on in the Shanahan tree of the pride we take in blocking in this offense, which ironically McDaniel called 75 pass attempts for Skylar Thompson in a playoff game. But, and McVay wanted to get rid of Jared Goff so fast so he didn't have to run the ball anymore. And Kyle, you guys were frauds. You guys just pretended to like running the ball. It was me and my dad. You guys always wanted to pass. You wish you were an Andy guy. Kyle's the only guy that's holding on. I mean, even Rodgers slinging it around. LaFleur's like, fuck the run game. And Kyle's still hammering it home, And it turns out, because that's who they are, these other guys, like, I kind of want to be like Andy Reid. And I don't blame him. I'd want to call passes too. Because you know what? And this is the thing I have a lot of respect for Kyle. It takes a lot of discipline to stick to the run game.
Yeah.
It really does. And when it doesn't go right, and it easily could this upcoming week, you can go like, what the hell was that game plan? Right?
Maybe it has to be in you like from childhood.
I think it does, because I would pivot.
That patient with it and that dedicated to it.